What kinds of things do you guys have in terms of particular examples? If we kind of move into the section 2, the engagement and leadership, how are you engaging? What kinds of examples do you have? I'll turn it over to either one of you.
I'll hop in here. A couple of things. I think there's an underlying theme here around communication, and I think it underscores how very important communication is, not only to keeping employees engaged, but frankly to an effective ethics and compliance program. And so I want to address the whistleblower question that came in, because I think that's an important piece. You know, look, we focus mightily on what we call the Speak Up, Listen Up, Follow Up campaign, and if I'm talking more than 10 minutes, you'll hear me mention it. And I think we really doubled down on that during the pandemic and the switch to virtual, because it was ever more important that employees be reminded that if you have a question, right, if you have a concern including the ones that we're talking about here, by the way, today, you need to feel free that you can speak up. You can ask those questions, you can report those concerns, and you can do so without the stress and fear of retaliation. And we while we hope that it's a consistent message all the time, we really did pulse it, if you will, during the pandemic, because it was certainly an important topic. And one that people need to constantly be reminded on. But we likewise on the other fronts leveraged employee resource groups and listening circles and panels and outside speakers and others to make the communication piece work. The other thing I think that's incredibly important, and it's perhaps somewhat generational, perhaps not, but the idea of different media, right? Some people are very active on our intranet, right? Some get a daily news story or news publication that chronicles company news, et cetera. And we used all of those media, I would say, to really focus on the importance of well-being, focus on the importance of communication, and focus on the importance of speaking up. I will say we've talked about silver linings, and one of the silver linings and one of the learnings I hope that we take from our pandemic experience is the importance of consistent, constant communication, because silence is not an answer, right? Employees are struggling with issues, Keturah, like that you mentioned, and other well-being issues, and providing forums and sort of the cultural norm of speaking about it is incredibly important, and it's something that we worked with as well. And I think it's particularly important as we think about whistleblowers and or just, I would rather call them conscientious employees who want us to learn and fix mistakes and problems.